Hello and welcome back to Watch Talk Across the Pond. I am your host, Snob. Watch. What am I? What am I? What am I? What's my thing again? Not a watch snob. I'm here with Abdul R Watches
Hi,
and One
everyone.
to Watch, and today we're talking
Hi.
about. What are we talking about, Dean?
Well, we're going to look at things like flipping watches, the state of the market, and really just what comes up. I think today a little bit of a laid back Sunday session.
I like that. I like that.
Perfect.
So Dean has a little bit of a story, or should I go first, just so you feel less bad about?
What do you guys
Well,
have on your
yeah,
wrist first?
Oh, you're right. You're
that's
right.
a
Yeah.
good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah.
My Bulova Computron.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, the
Nice. I
side
love this watch.
side view. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
watch is awesome.
Nice.
So
Really
many
cool.
compliments.
Really,
It
Yeah.
actually
really
Good.
cool.
sold me a car the other day. Some guy was talking about watches and he was trying it on and he was like, you know what, I'll buy it. I'm like, the watch? He's like, no, the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have made money. Just double
Yeah.
the price.
Yeah,
That's what
I
we're talking
should.
about today. Just say, yeah, you can have it
700.
for 500. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
it. Just tell him it's a moon watch. Tell him it's a moon's watch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He won't know.
Real
Ooh.
gold. Real gold.
Yeah.
You
How
have
about you,
the
Dean?
Seiko on?
Cool.
Or
Oh yeah, I was going to change it, but I've just been making video clips and things for a video on it. So
Ooh.
yeah, I've got the Seiko Alpinist Ginza on again today, which I've been pretty much wearing non-stop. I did wear one of my boulders a couple of days ago, but yeah, pretty much non-stop, and just about to make a video of it in the next few days. Yeah.
Wow.
nice, nice. I'm actually wearing my newest acquisition,
Mm.
Citizen Flieger.
Oh, nice.
It's a Flieger chronograph with an eco drive movement,
Oh, okay. The
so
Eco Drive.
solar
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
movement. I actually bought it from this Amazon program, Try Before You Buy, and
Uh-huh.
I liked
Mm.
it so much. But I thought, okay, I'd find a better deal on eBay, and I've been scouring eBay since 3 months until I found one. So I just like, okay,
Brilliant.
I'll get it.
Oh, that's a really good idea. It's a bit like me with climbing shoes. I actually go into all the shops and try the climbing shoes on,
Hmm.
and then I go online to buy them for about 30, 40 pound cheaper.
Yeah.
You guys
And
are
that's
just
got a lot of
ruining
people do that.
small businesses. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, I occasionally buy, occasionally sort of support local businesses
Hmm.
occasionally, but not all the time because they are literally 30, 40 pound more expensive in the shops.
I used to wear a shirt. You know how they always have like the support local businesses. Like you guys have those
Mm.
signs. Everyone's always about. I used to have support local billionaires, and it'd say like buy Amazon.
Yeah.
That's what I used to have my shirt said.
Yeah, that's what I
Mm.
do. I try from Amazon and then I buy off some private seller of eBay. So I'm trying to.
Well, you don't mind
Genius.
Amazon really, do you? It's not like they're not making billions a
Yeah,
week or whatever anyway, is it really? And using loads of extra cardboard and things. So,
exactly, exactly.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
So we're on the topic of flipping watches, right? And I
mhm.
was thinking about this one time where I had one of the best flips I've ever done. And I'm not really one to flip watches, to be honest with you. It's not really the thing I go for. I usually just buy a watch because I like a watch. But I had actually traded a um, Hamilton kayaki, how you say it, kayaki?
Khaki, yeah.
Um,
Mm,
I
yeah.
traded a Hamilton khaki for a Bell and Ross automatic, the vintage it's called, where it has the chronograph. I traded
Mm,
it for this watch, just a one-on-one trade, and I was like, this is a friggin' amazing trade. But I
Wow.
really wanted the Bell and Ross squares, like they have the
Hmm.
square dial ones. This one was a round dial. So I then took that automatic and I traded it up for a square one, and then I just sold the square one after a few months, and I went from a $500 purchase of a
mm,
Hamilton to a $1,600 sell of a Bell and
mm.
Ross, and I was like, you know what, that's probably the
Wow.
best like flip or trade that I've ever done.
Nice.
Mm,
So
mm. Was you kind of worried after you'd done that, thinking this watch might be defective? There might be a reason why this person's wanted to do the trade.
I had it checked out when I got it. I went to my jeweler, had
Mm,
him take off the case and like look at the
mm,
movement itself
Hmm.
and whatnot.
mm,
So I went and did my due diligence on these watches before I,
mm,
you know,
Yeah.
The guy who I was trading with was more nervous than me when I was trading the automatic one
mm,
um, for the square one. He was like, "I don't know if I."
mm.
I was like, "Come on, just do it, do
Just
it."
do it. Take
Exactly.
it.
I'll send you everything.
Very persuasive, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think that the main I think that watch lovers like us do this normally. You know what I mean? Like I don't go to Rolex and I buy 5, 6 watches. just for the purpose of flipping them.
Mhm.
Or I have a connection with someone who gives me watches, and then I add a couple of thousands to them and then sell them. For me,
Mhm.
then I'm not doing it as a hobby. I'm just like starting a business. I'm a watch
Mm,
flipper. But
Mhm.
uh,
mm,
like I'll always buy the watches with the intention of keeping the watch forever. Like I buy the watch and I'm like, I'm
yeah.
not selling this watch. But the thing is, happens like I buy a watch like the Seiko Alpinist, for instance. I thought I would never sell it, but now I need some
I
money
thought
to.
you'd never sell it.
Yeah, me too. I love the watch. Until now, I love the watch so much.
I know you do.
But
Yeah.
I bought it for
Mm,
like 300 euros, 2017. Now
mm,
it's like around
mm,
1,000. I sold it for a
mm.
friend of mine for 800. He's happy. I'm happy. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I could take this money and put it into the next watch
Mm,
purchase, which would be
mm,
much bigger.
mm.
And that's why I sold
Mm.
even the Smiths. I sold the
Yeah.
Seiko. I sold the Tudor. I sold like 5 or 6 vintage watches of mine.
Oh, you've done well. Yeah.
And for me, I got profit on most of the watches because I tried
Mm,
always to get the watch cheaply. And I have good connections to watchmakers here in the region. I can send it to them, get it serviced. I have like 200 straps, so I can put a new strap on it and
mm,
take nice photos. And that's the whole idea. If you do all these steps right, you would get
Mm.
mm,
a fair market price at this market value. Because the
mm,
market
mm,
now is red hot, and if
mm,
you're doing this, I don't think it's wrong. You know what I mean? It's like you're
mm.
just using
Yeah.
the tools that you have. But if you go out and like, I know that Dean wants to buy this Rolex, for instance, and I go get it for the MSRP, and then I sell him
Mm,
for double the price. I feel like that's
mm.
gouging a little bit. That's
Yeah, that's
okay,
different, isn't it?
right?
That's
I
different.
agree.
Yeah. I don't think what you've done is really flipping. I think flipping is what you say, buying a new Rolex and selling it and double your
Hmm.
money on it, and
Hmm.
buying it with the purpose of doing that. I
Hmm.
think that's flipping. I think what you're talking about is selling lots of um, watches of lower value, and because you want to purchase a more expensive watch. So sort of, you've got a pot of money into your watch collection,
Hmm.
and they are assets or whatever. And when you want to buy a new watch, so I mean, I've just sold a couple of watches, and then I bought the Ginza.
Mm.
But interestingly, when the Ginza came, I didn't take it out of the box for a couple of days because I wasn't, it takes a bit of time to decide if you definitely want it. And then I had the option of eBay. So I bought it for £670,
Hmm.
and I could have then sold that as new on eBay for pretty much double that. So,
Mm.
there was that sort of. So if I'd been a flipper, I probably would have done that. But I bought it because I really, you know, I like the look of it. I wasn't 100% convinced because I wasn't sure the pattern on the dial was how pronounced it was. I thought it might be too much, etc. But
Hmm.
it isn't. It just, when you, um, so, so that's not a flipper because I didn't buy it to make money. But it was always the case. If I decided not to keep it, it would have been really stupid sending it back to the to the AD, the retail where I bought it from, rather than eBay. When if I sent it back, I would have made zero money. But if I sold it on eBay, I would have made £400-500 on it. So
Mm.
it would have been ridiculous sending it back. To,
Hmm.
I did not. But I'm not. I can't be a flipper because I didn't. I kept it, and and then I might sell it in the future, and that's fine. And I might make money of it in the future. And I've done that. I know sometimes like Christopher Ward, they have a sale twice a year where they sell a lot. They used to sell watches off price. Recently, they've been like 30-40% off. But when I started collecting, maybe about 6-7 years ago, um, my first watch was pretty much Chris Ward. I bought that watch off price, and then I thought, well, why don't I buy a few more watches from them?
Mhm.
Um, because I realized that people were selling more on eBay. So I bought one, then I bought another 4 or 5 watches, and then I sold them, and I repeated that pattern a couple of times, and I've just done it the odd time since, but in a really sensible way, in the sense that somebody might have bought one of their watches and made £300 or £400. If I've decided not to keep it, then I might have made £50, £100 on it. So I've not tried to go for the big amount. I've just kind of, it's almost been like a little amount for my, I wouldn't say my efforts, but just to make it worthwhile doing that rather than sending it back to Christopher Ward. So I've not done it in a greedy way, and I've pretty much undercut everyone else, and that's why I've sold it pretty quickly. So it was all about not holding out for big money, just sort of if I decide not to keep it, then and a lot of the time I've just sent it back. But occasionally I think, well, I think this watch will sell on eBay, and I can make £50-100 on it, and I can put that back into my watch funds.
Well, it gets to a point when you have just watches sitting around, and then it's time to sell them. It's time to let go of them because you don't wear them. And I think it would be better to give it to someone else or sell it to someone else. Whether you're making money or not is irrelevant, because the joy that person's getting and the joy you're getting is equal. Because
it's money to buy new watches. It's also money for you to buy new watches.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it. I keep I'll wear. I tend to have mine for a few years, and then I'll sell one or two and then buy another one. And that's what I've done. I've sold two old watches that I've had for 2 years. I sold 2 divers for 2 years, and then I bought the Ginza. That's my latest thing. And Abdul's doing similar, aren't you? You've sold several watches.
Yeah.
And you're and I don't know what it is yet or anything, but you're going for something really big and expensive.
Yes.
And I'm really looking forward to this. So don't tell us now. You're going to do a big reveal. I think we should do a chat.
Nice, but it's out of my budget. Like I'm going for another Swiss made watch, like a dress watch.
Ooh,
really nice one. Not open work, but totally different than everything I have in my collection. Yeah,
that's good though. That's what keeps it interesting. I think you'll have to reveal it on one of these sessions to us, Abdul, to the world.
Definitely.
We'll have to put it out on one of these sessions.
We can make like a session maybe next week or something. Maybe dream watches. We can show each of us their dream watch, right? Yeah.
Yes, I love that idea because those are fun to think about. What would make it? Why dream watch and why?
Exactly.
There's always a story as to why you wanted that watch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and I think also, it sounds great. The market now is just screaming. People are screaming FOMO, like fear of missing out, and they are like they see the watch, it's sold out. I really need the watch now, and they pay exuberant amount for the watches, like for
Moon Swatch.
Moon Swatch.
Like the Moon Swatch is FOMO, exactly. Yeah.
Are you crazy, guys? It's 250 euros watch, and you're paying thousands of euros on eBay for it. It's a quartz swatch at the end of the day.
Abdul, are you going to buy one for 200? Your equivalent, 207, whatever that is in euros. Are you going to? Buy one?
For 250 euros, I would buy one. Maybe
I actually still don't think I'm going to buy one. I personally still don't think it's worth £207. So these people have spent more absolute morons,
It's crazy. I'm just going to buy it because I will never buy a Moonwatch. Like I tried the Moonwatch several times. I liked it, but I'm like, it's not my thing. So for me to have this experience of having a Moonwatch, like I want to buy the white one with the red arrows. The Alaska expedition, or what it's called. And for me, it's like 250 euros. If I get bored with it, I'll give it to my cousin or something, and he would be happy with it. So I'm always thinking about like, okay, which watches could I give to my cousin, my younger cousins, and stuff like that. And at the same time, I have a little bit fun with it.
Yeah, I must admit though, everyone says, "Oh, it's only £207." And I must be really tight with money. That just sounds a lot to me. I just don't, what I mean? I've got this no, I don't let a penny go. You know what I mean? £207 sounds a lot to me.
75% of my paycheck right there.
It's like I say to my students, going, because I teach A levels, going to the exam. I say, don't give it 1 mark. Stay there till the end. Don't give it 1 mark. Even if there's a question you don't know, stay there as long as it takes. Just put something down. Just try and answer it. Don't. And I'm a bit like that. I've got no tolerance. £207 to me it's not just something on a whim that I might like and I might just give it away.
For me, I always think about it like, okay, I'll buy it, and if I want to sell it, I'll be able to sell it, and I can even sell it for more.
You could sell it. You could sell it, so you could pay £207. You can try it. You can wait a few weeks, and you'll be able to sell it. Having said that, they're going to become readily available soon. So I suppose the first wave, the FOMO, the first wave. But I think as soon as they become very available, but I don't know. It's a quartz movement worth a couple of pound and a bit of plastic. I think it was 50 quid. I'd probably get one, but I still
The
think
dye comes
I'm
off
not
too.
even sure I like them.
Yeah, exactly. The people had like blue and red on their arm.
I
And
know.
like,
I
Oh
can't
yeah,
wait.
well that was the final straw for me. The blue on the arm.
eco-ceramic, right? Eco-ceramic.
Yeah.
So-
I was actually thinking of getting a blue felt tip, putting a circle on my hand, doing a wrist roll, and putting it on Instagram, and saying, "Oh, I've had to send my watch back," and making it like a spoof, jokey thing. Then I thought
yeah.
I can't be bothered to just like wash the ink and all off. Just can't be bothered with
Yeah,
it.
they'll be staying the whole weekend with the ink and
It's like the blue circle of shame, isn't it? Like, oh,
yeah.
trying to
You
hide
got
it.
this watch, right?
You got the blue one. You got the blue one.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I was at a bar the other day and I saw someone's Rolex. I was like, "Oh, nice Rolex." I was like, I happen to be a watch guy." He goes, "If you're a watch guy, what watch just came out and is staining wrists everywhere?" That's what he said. And I'm like,
Oh,
"The
wow.
Omega. I mean, the Moon Swatch."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah,
Moon swatch. Yeah.
yeah." It was just a crazy,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
videos of
yeah.
people standing in line, like
Mm.
okay, I don't mind paying 250 euros for it, but I'm not going to waste 4 hours of my day to stand in line for this shit. You know what I mean? I like really, I have zero tolerance for staying in lines for stuff that's not worth it. Like I would pay the money, no problem, but I would be at home, click on the button. 2 days later, it comes to my door. The guy knocks, gives me the package. Okay, I'm not going to even take the hassle to go anywhere in the state, in the city to buy them. You know what I mean? So for me, I, I understand people like buy two of them and then put them online, make a couple of thousands, get the next day. But it's becoming now like a culture. I hear in shoes it's the same thing, like limited edition clothes. And it's like, okay, do I want to be engaging in, or exaggerating this culture, or do I want to be
Well,
like,
that's what
okay,
I think.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm out, like I'm
I'm
out.
out. I'm
That,
out of that
that's what's
Exactly.
culture.
putting
I
me
go to
off.
Savers to buy my clothes. I get like secondhand, third hand, fourth hand friggin' hand-me-downs for like $6 at a store, and it's like, and it's good stuff. It's like Columbia and all those like
Hmm.
brand stuff, but like, the hell am I gonna pay $150 for something I can pay $6 for?
Yeah.
Like, what? Not worth it.
Yeah, I think people are just getting a little bit insane with these stuff. To be honest, like I've talked to so many people now that like about investing and like
Mhm.
why not get like instead of buying these shoes, t-shirts, like yeah, get a Rolex watch. It's an investment. It will get up in price. Oh, but I will pay 5,000 euro. Yeah, but you paid 1,000 euro for a
Mhm.
pants or one 500 euros for a sweatshirt. It's like,
Mhm.
this is just a piece of clothes, cotton. It's
All made in
cotton.
the same place too.
Yeah.
It's all made by the same companies too. And you know
It
what's
is,
even
yeah.
funny about that? You know who Mr. Wonderful is from Shark Tank, the guy,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
billionaire. He had a great talk on this. He said his mom didn't have much money when he was growing up, but every year she'd buy a nice fur mink coat. So every year she'd save up the money and buy something really nice. And he'd say, "Mom, why don't you buy? You don't buy anything throughout the year. You always buy this mink coat." She goes, "Because I'm not going to spend $10 every day on a stupid shirt that's going to devalue when I can buy a mink coat for $1,000 that's going to keep its value over time." So that's his thought of the same thing.
Yeah.
Why spend all this money on stupid, pointless stuff when you can buy
Exactly.
one nice thing that's going to keep its value, or if not
I
increase?
tell you what though, it would be just my luck if I bought a Rolex, £5,000 or £6,000, it'd crash. The bubble would burst. And it'd be worth like 3,000. It would only happen when I actually bought one.
The
So
Dean
I
buys
won't
one.
buy one. Yeah, I won't buy one. If you two are in that market, I won't buy one because
We'll
it's
see the
bound to
line
happen.
and just boop, Dean.
Yeah,
The
that'll be the
great Dean
point. The bubble will
session.
burst. Yeah,
The
as soon as
Dean
I buy one,
session.
I walk out the dealer, and then the next day on the news it'll be, oh, Rolex has crashed. All
It's
these people
crashing.
Rolex have lost money. They've lost value. First time ever.
Uh,
Well, is
yeah.
it true that the date just has the most gains the most amount of value each year? Is that true? The date just?
No, no. They just gained in the
Was it
past 5 years a lot of value, but
was it Daytona? Daytona's one
The
of them. I
Daytona,
think it's
Oh, okay.
Daytona
the
in
Daytona,
turn. Yeah.
Daytona,
Okay.
and the precious metal stuff like platinum. Platinum is crazy. Crazy,
Mm.
Oh,
crazy money.
they've got a new one, haven't they, with platinum?
Yeah.
And then they've managed to do the fluted bezel, which is really,
Exactly.
really difficult
Really
to
hard with the platinum. Yeah.
to do that. And it you know, you can only do a few, and the tools get
Mhm.
all clogged up and everything.
Really?
Apparently,
Platinum's that
I
crazy?
find
Yeah.
that side I find interesting. The manufacturer of
Mhm.
watches. I think that would make a really good episode. I find that
Yeah,
really, really
and I think
interesting.
also we have like less than 1 minute in this recording, so we should
I
think
I think
about.
it started timing us when we started
It
Yeah,
does.
eating, not
It
the
does.
exactly. It's like, hey,
recording.
you have this. You're talking about flipping. You only have this amount of time.
All right, that concludes Watch Talk Across the Pond. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will be
Thank
back
you.
next week.
Yes. Thank you very much,
See you,
guys.
everybody. Bye bye.
No problem.
Cheers.
That was good. That was